What is professional writing? In 306, we have learned that it can be difficult and deceptive to rigidly define a term. However, the course's assignments and readings should give students an understanding of what it means to be a professional writer. This Dilbert comic strip illustrates a few concepts from English 306 that were instrumental in developing my ideas about what professional writing is and how to do it well. In the comic, Wally, an engineer, has been assigned by his pointy-haired boss to write a technical report. Wally holds some of the same misconceptions beginning students will probably hold about the field, and which those who have completed 306 now have the background necessary to avoid. As Wally sees it, the function of the document and his function as a writer is to convey a certain message as he has received it from his boss. An understanding of decision architecture shows that the writer's responsibility is much greater than the transfer of information from originator to reader. In their article, The Survival of the Fattest, Sunstein and Thaler define decision architecture as the largely invisible features of the context in which we make our choices, which often move our decisions in one direction or another. Reading through the interview reports on the class site, I noticed that the professional writer's role in constructing something new from existing data was well illustrated by the project. Rather than simply convey what was said in the interview in their report, students had to make decisions about what they would include in their document and how it would be included. That the raw material and structured report were separate documents with completely different ways of impacting the reader illustrated the way in which the writer of the report acts as design architect, structuring the reader's environment to persuade the reader to think about their interviewee in a certain way. With reference to font choice, the comic addresses peripheral aspects of document design. Many factors besides word choice affect the persuasiveness of a writer's work. While my own interviewee did not discuss changing technology, the use of new technologies was a common theme in other students' reports. Emails and online publishing are just examples of things that aren't strictly linguistic, but that still impact the way a professional writer functions and how well their work persuades their audience. As a beginning professional writing student, I was surprised when I was assigned to map a campus issue. I felt that the assignment was out of place in a course I thought would focus solely on teaching students to write more professionally, which, as I thought at the time, meant more clearly and accurately. However, I eventually realized that the mapping project carried an important lesson for beginning professional writers, something I didn't grasp at first because I didn't understand the scope of the profession. As communicators whose primary task is to influence an audience to believe or behave a certain way, professional writers need to be able to arrange information in whatever way will optimize its effect on the reader. Another peripheral issue in professional writing education that is central to success in the workplace is communication in other forms than writing. No professional is an island, and professional writers need to be in sync with the needs of both their superiors and their clients. Additionally, as the class's interview report shows, it is likely that a professional writer will play more than one role in their workplace. In the comic, Wally is an engineer whose performance would have been enhanced by a deeper understanding of lettering. Finally, Wally's document fails because he is unsuccessful in achieving the professional writer's primary goal, to reach and persuade his target audience. A document cannot succeed if the writer is without a good understanding of his or her audience's needs. As this week's readings addressed, learning to be a successful writer doesn't stop at graduation. The professional writer must learn to function within the context of a business. Writing for an audience takes on new meaning when the audience, an employer, and indirectly a client, is writing your paycheck.